Listen, man, I had to grow up.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Early season's greetings, NBA fans. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Got Shaquille O'Neal here. Got Kenny the Jet Smith here for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Magic in Orlando. Looking at the last game for Orlando, it was a loss to Los Angeles. They got caught flat-footed, lost a game they felt should have been theirs. Looking to turn the page here. One of the guys you're going to see tonight, Victor Oladipo, and he is just a monster at the off-guard position. What do you say, Kenny, about how he uses his strength to his advantage?
I mean, he's probably stronger than like 95% of the guards that he plays against. Uses it well, gets in. He finds the contact on the offensive end, which most guys are physically defensively, but on the offensive end, he's physical.
Incredible wingspan, lets him do things that most guards can only dream, Ernie. I really love watching it.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners, Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Here in Orlando, it's interconference basketball as the Magic look to defend home court at the Amway Center. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah. Last season, they split the series with each team able to win on the road.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
Yeah, you know, that's right, Greg. Last season they split the series, and they may not be in the playoff conversation, but this still, for me, is an intriguing matchup.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Exum and Hood are the young guard tandem. Lyles out there with Gobert, and it's Hayward in at the small forward. Now here's Payton, picked by Vucevic. There's the screen. Payton kicks to Gordon. Hayward with some nice D. All sorts of time, and that comes off the assist by Exum.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Payton dishes to Gordon. And it's Vucevic missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Gobert, the screen. Exum, offensive rebound, and good on the basket. Book it.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Payton kicks to Oladipo. Vucevic setting the pick for Oladipo. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Fast break, here come the Jazz. Hayward can't hit. The Magic have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And the basket by Gordon.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Hood. Pass to Lyles. Goes up the baseline, and he gets the jumper to drop. Lyles got his first basket of the night.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start exactly what they were hoping for.
Now here's Payton. Kick by Vucevic. Oladipo outside. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Oladipo again missing. The Orlando Magic come into this one following a loss to the Clippers.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
Hey, guys. Hey, every team has a night like that on occasion. It happens. Hey.
It's an entirely new group here. Andrew Nicholson, he's checked in for Vucevic. Evan Fournier comes in for Gordon. Napier, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Jennings in for Elfrid Payton. Utah also making some changes. Alec Burks checked in for Gobert. Mack comes in for Hood. And Freak subbed in for Exum. Pass to Jennings. Tries again. Good. And it's Napier with the assist that time. Now, Freak. It could go, and no good trying to get that one.
Fans, get ready for your Magic Dancers.
Now we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Orlando leading. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Orlando, Harkless is out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's Andrew Nicholson. Then there's Jennings. And it's Napier in at the shooting guard position. Here's Nicholson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Jennings can't get that one to fall. The Jazz shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Napier. Jennings against Hayward. Here's Napier. Last game out he had 14. No one covering. Fournier's got a quarter for Orlando. Passes to Lyles. Now here's Burks. 8 points his last outing. 6 to shoot. Nicholson grabs. The board. Magic leading by 5. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. There's the pick. Fournier, that's for 2. And the shot falls short this time.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Fans, get ready for your Magic Dancers. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Andrew Nicholson. Aaron Gordon comes. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Magic lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment from the Amway Center.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things.
Ladies and gentlemen. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Gordon Hayward with another strong contribution so far in this one.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense, very much playing within himself.
For the Magic, Nicholson's checked in for Aaron Gordon, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for Oladipo. Utah also making some changes. Freak comes in for Rodney Hood, and Trey Burke subbed in for Exum. Taking a look at the Jazz. Freak in its shooting guard. Gobert is out there with Lyles, and it's Hayward, and it's Burke in at the point. Now the pass to Lyles. Hayward kicks to Freak. From deep. Rebound by the Magic. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. Feeds it to Nicholson. He dishes it to Napier. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
A moment here to see some numbers for Peyton. How he performed last season. Averaged 6 points per game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
And Orlando making a change here. Fournier is checked in. Gobert, the screen. There's Freak. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. There's the feed to Nicholson. Here's Fournier. Burke covering. Harkless kicks to Napier. Tries from 10. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got 6 here in this quarter.
You know, everybody seems to be sleepwalking out there on defense, and it's been that way, guys, ever since they came out of the halftime locker room.
Gobert, the screen. Freak passes to Gobert. And stolen by Napier. Fournier dishes to Napier. Kicks to Fournier. They set the pick. To the inside, Nicholson. And he banks in the layup. Nicholson's got 5. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Magic.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they've defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Brandon Jennings is checked in for Andrew Nicholson. The Magic also changing it up. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic. Victor Oladipo comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Shabazz Napier. Payton is out there with Jennings. Then there's Oladipo. Then there's Gordon. And it's Fournier in at the 4 slot. That's who's out there for Orlando. Oladipo misses.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Jazz trail by 18.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive it can definitely be considered a statement win for Orlando.
You're right there, Steve. And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, Clark, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
Well, it deflates the opposition when you can be pesky defensively, and then it sparks your offense, and that's what happened for them. When you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's hard to overcome that kind of defensive pressure.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And looking at the arc of the season, this is the first of 2 meetings on the year, so this will be a solid win to go up 1-0 in the season series against the Jazz.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Vucevic. You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Freak. And not sure what he was thinking there. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Nick, a terrific team win and certainly a great performance for you. Does it ever surprise you that you're able to contribute in so many ways to the team's success in a game like this?
I mean, I wouldn't say it surprised me. I always knew I could play.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quick Nikola Vucevic. He had a nice surge to start the second half, hitting his first 3 shots. And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Tonight we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Hornets in Charlotte. And for Charlotte, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Well, Charlotte has seen some players come and go over the last couple of years. When you look at this composition of this Hornets team, Shaq, which player do you think is most vital to their success?
Well, Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals, is their leader on the floor, on and off the court. From a pure numbers standpoint, Ernie, he's the guy giving the team the highest offensive production.
Hey, don't forget about Kemba Walker.
A flyover, a gorgeous look at the Charlotte skyline. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. It's getting noisy here in Charlotte. We're at the Time Warner Cable Arena, home of the Hornets. You look at the Jazz. They haven't started out with... There's 21 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And here is Lynn. Picked by Zeller. 1 second left, and he gets the jumper to drop.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Hornets lead by 4. We've got more in store for you right after this. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful.
I wasn't sure, you know.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
Jeremy Lin is out there with Lee. Then it's Kaminsky. Then it's Zeller. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3 slot. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. This one for 3. And he nails it. The three-pointer falls from Freak. Freak's got 5.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
The feed to Lee. Out left to the wing. Lynn. It's hauled in by Lyles.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
For Utah, they have shot 6 of 7 at the line. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Al Jefferson's checked in for Cody Zeller. Leonard comes in for Kaminsky. Williams, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's both teams making substitutions here. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Hornets ahead, leading by 5. And we'll be back for the second half following the...
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of...
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Without question, Rodney Hood displaying his skills today.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
And so in the game for the Jazz, we got Hayward. Lyles out there with Gobert. Then it's Sheldon Mack. And it's Hood in at the 2-guard spot. Jazz trail by 5. Here's Mack. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 6 on the shot clock. Hayward passes to Lyles. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Pass to Hayward. The feed to Hood. And Mack kicks to Gobert. He dishes it to Hood. Hood. Hood's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Jazz.
Great way to start.
Charlotte. Jeremy Lin comes in for Courtney Lee. Utah also making some changes. Burks, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Dante Exum comes in for Rodney Hood. And Freak subbed in for Sheldon Mack. Here's Zeller. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Zeller's got the lead up to 5 now for the Hornets. Now here's Freak, guarded by Walker. And it's Freak missing. Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to the Clippers.
And in part because I just thought they came out flat in that game and could never recover. Just not their best effort.
And I thought perhaps they might get an injection of life from somebody off the bench, but that never happened either.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Lynn kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Outside, Walker. Williams a screen. There's Lynn with the 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Up top, Lynn. Now the dish to Walker. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 5 assists in the game. Stolen by Walker. 1:05 left in the third quarter. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Zeller. Walker the pass to Kid Gilchrist. And Charlotte again with the bucket. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Hornets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Zeller, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Jazz trail by 8. Exum kicks to Freak. Knocks down the 3 ball. Freak's got 8. Up top, Walker. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Utah shooting 43% from the field. Michael Kid Gilchrist out there with Myers Leonard. Then there's Al Jefferson.
Move the ball. Stick it front.
Here's Freak. Shot from free throw range. Hits the front of the rim and out. Charlotte has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Here's Lynn. That puts them in the lead. And the Hornets lead by 1.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Not when the game's hanging in the balance. That makes it a little different. He's going to get to the rim no matter who was standing in the way on that one.
To the middle, here's Jefferson. The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That's how you get the crowd on its feet.
Huge bucket.
I think the roof's about to come off this place.
Excellent night from Jefferson. He has 12 points, and he's made some good decisions with the basketball, too.
And being smart with the ball like he's been today, Clark, I think it's critical for him and them. He should repeat that every game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Marvin Williams is checked in for Cody Zeller. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Kaminsky. Lee's checked in for Leonard. And Walker subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Williams, that's a two-pointer. Can't hit, so Utah will take it the other way. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Now, Freak. Pass to Hood. Just 5 to shoot. 13 feet away. It's good!
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
So it's the Hornets now. And here's Walker outside. And so it's Utah who scraped by with a win. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at it.
Game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row. He rose to the occasion for them tonight. Big time. They needed this sort of performance for him. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see the Utah Jazz playing against the Atlanta Hawks in their house, Phillips Arena. For the Hawks, it's been all about winning games right now. Nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. For the Hawks over the last few years, they've brought in some faces and tactics from San Antonio. Shaq, are they really the San Antonio Spurs East, as we've heard in recent years?
Well, Coach Budenholzer was a former San Antonio Spurs assistant. They run a similar motion offense with spacing in the ball movement. They're not the Spurs yet because they don't have any players that can create ISO plays and get players other shots.
What I like about that team, Ernie, is every player on that team, just put their ego aside. They're not worried about the numbers, and winning is all cost, and winning is first. And when you see that in a team, then that is the hallmark of the San Antonio Spurs organization. Egos aside, winning first.
Atlanta, 4 All-Stars, and a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2015. Let us get down to Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the opening tip.
We are in Atlanta, Georgia, the home nest for the Hawks. It's an interconference matchup right here. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports, Sunday night hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Look at Utah. Well, it's been an improvement this year over last season. They made a lot of adjustments, and happy to see that they translate into some tangible results.
Right now for the Jazz, I love what they've been able to do this season. Last year, really just a struggle for them, but they clearly put that behind them.
Sometimes it's hard to shake off the effects of a season like the last one, but they've done a nice job to move on from it and have made great progress.
So Atlanta will get the first possession. For Atlanta. And the Jazz making a change here. The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against the Celtics in Boston.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
And so in the game for the Jazz, Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Then it's Exum, then it's Freak. So it's Utah now, and Gobert kicks to Freak. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Mike Budenholzer. Doris?
Guys, he anticipates they'll be able to take advantage of the perimeter defense they're facing today and convert a lot of easy chances and uncontested looks from the outside. We'll see if they can knock them down, Kevin.
Doris, thank you. You know, Clark, hard to create spacing without the threes.
I agree there. I mean, I'd say it's almost impossible with the size and speed of players in this day and age.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Scott kicks to Hardaway. In the corner, Bazemore with it. Now Schroeder. His last outing, he had 8 points. 4 on the clock. Excellent use of the screen that time. Schroeder's got 5 points so far.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth.
Okay, Atlanta, let's keep it going. Got a chance now to hear from Paul Millsap talking about the confidence of his team. Greg, it's got to be more than just attitude, right? I mean, ultimately, the Hawks trail by 11. Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Then it's Freak. Then it's Exum. There's the screen. Schroeder passes to Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
50 seconds left here in the second.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Now here's Freak, guarded by Hardaway. Here's Freak. Another miss by Utah. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Bazemore, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Here's Freak. Good D by Hardaway. And that concludes the first half. Jazz lead by 8. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
All right, guys, focus on me. We got them where we want them, and we can quiet these fans down even more if we pay attention to a couple of key things. The first thing is that our ball movement has been solid. Keep it up. I want to see that ball continue to rotate around the perimeter until we get a good look. Ball security was probably our high point. Let's continue.
And now the third quarter about to get going. It's been a clinic out there for Atlanta. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Kyle Korver. Then for the Jazz, Freak comes in for Rudy Gobert, and Trey Burke subbed in for Mack. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague out there with Dennis Schroeder, and it's Bazemore at the 3. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Freak with it, picked up by Teague.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Favors with a screen on Teague, and stolen by Horford. And here we go. Teague heading to the hoop. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
And really, Clark, that's the way you get yourself back into the game. Key stops and then try to get out in transition for some easy ones.
And it's Freak missing. The Hawks trail by 15. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. In the third spot, the Hawks.
Boy, Kevin, I thought their coach really did a fantastic job of getting all of the guys on the team to realize the importance of free throws. You know, last year where they were great, excellent from the line. This year, they're hoping to do even better.
.141 left to play in the third. They get it back. Millsap. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And that put back.
Utah comes into this one after the win against Charlotte. So on the floor for Utah. The forwards are Hayward and Favors. Freak is out there with Hood. And it's Gobert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And a wide open look for Freak. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Good.
It has been a three-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball secure. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
For the Hawks, Al Horford is checked in for Mike Scott. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Korver in for Hardaway. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He laid out the X's and O's and told them, we're still alive, guys. We've just got to work together, trust each other, and play our backsides off. Kevin, we'll see if they've got enough in the tank to get over the top.
Schroeder kicks to Korver. And it's Freak with the rebound.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And the Jazz lead by 8. Schroeder passes to Horford, and he dunks it down.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
Gobert, the screen. Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. Just 4 to shoot. Takes it from 10, and again it's Utah.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that, it has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
Fires, high post, off the mark. And so it's Utah with the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And a chance now to...
Well, Derek, first off...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derek Favors.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal.
Any particular reason your shots weren't falling tonight?
Man, I couldn't get anything to go down. I don't know. I feel like I let my teammates and especially the fans down. And that's not something that sits well with me. So, expect to see me in the practice gym on my next off day.
You didn't make much of a contribution tonight in the win. Is it fair to say you were coasting?
No, it's not fair at all. I work hard to be an important contributor to this team. And they know they're never getting anything less than 100% from me. But I ain't perfect. Sometimes I just have a bad game. And that's what happens tonight. A bad game. That's it. Let's move on. Who's next?
I saw your longtime girlfriend, Yvette Mendenhall, was in attendance at the game today. So when you gonna get her a ring?
Whoa. All right, I didn't know we were going to get all personal up in here tonight. If there's anything I learned after my first season in the NBA, is that it's best to keep my personal life private. So that's what I'm going to do. Me and Yvette are happy, just like we've always been. She means the world to me, and that's all I'm going to say. All right, I'm out.
2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Jazz out in Salt Lake City. Looking at the Jazz, they're coming off a win in their last game against the Hawks at Phillips Arena. They went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And Kenny, part of the early season is about making adjustments. For some, it's new personnel. For others, it's getting situated in a new city and a new arena. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, you know, players and coaches have been together for a while. They have the huge advantage because they know what to expect and they know the process.
I've gone through large changes in my career. Each day you just try to get a little better as a team, and you hope by the end it works out.
Joining us courtside, a guy who's always in mid-season form, Kevin Harlan.
Nice, Arnie, nice.
The Jazz look to take charge at Energy Solutions Arena here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're going to bring it to you live. The Nets log another stop on their travel schedule in today's matchup. And so off the tip, it's Utah. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first.
You know what? He's really alienated himself from these fans. It's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it really is, Greg. You don't like to see that, but he made himself public enemy number one simply by comments that he made and some of his antics. Hopefully it's a learning experience for him.
So it's Utah now, following the bucket by the Nets. Gobert with a screen on Calderon. Puts the move on. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. It's going to be on Maurice Spates. The Jazz have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Back to Calderon. 5 on the clock. Fires it up. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
1:15 left in the first. Over to the wing. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Out to the right wing. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Hiding to change it up. Here's Big Red. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And you hear so often about work ethic of players, but Freak has put his money where his mouth is. He built a private gym at his house so he can put time in on the court, Clark, whenever he wants to.
Yeah, that's a good step, man. Freak is well known to be a workout. Well, freak is probably the best way to say it. So that shouldn't come as any surprise.
And making connections is always good in any business, and the NBA is no different. From what I've heard, Clark, Freak has done a good job of reaching out to his peers all over the NBA.
I think that's an example of Freak just having a good head on his shoulders and knowing that taking the time to get to know others in the business has its benefits.
So for Brooklyn now, Bogdanovich out there with Wright. Then it's Jarrett Jack, and it's Young, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 2.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Bogdanovich. Cans it from downtown. And it's a 4-point Nets lead.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
1:58 left in the first half. No good from Big Red. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, you know, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greg. I mean, there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT, and that can happen after you expend so much energy just to force the overtime.
To end the run, and it's good. Big Red's got his first points of the night. And Freaks agent in attendance at the game today, Dom Pagnotti, the famous Dom Pagnotti. You might hear stories positive and negative about him, but he has a lot of big-name clients, that's for sure, Clark.
Yep, and Freak is one name in a long list for Pagnotti. Some question his motives.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Well, you know him well. You call him DP. I just call him Dom. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Hawks. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And, of course, there's the Nets, 6 games out.
And right now for the Nets, they've staggered along here early in the season. They're going to be in for a long year if they don't make some real quick progress.
Well, good news, bad news here. I mean, the good news is they have time to make up the ground they've already lost. The bad news is they don't have enough talent to do it.
Tries a 3, and that is good. Big Red's got 5 points now this quarter. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Johnson, a wide open look. Good, and Jack gets the assist. And the Nets lead by 2.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all to get those 3 points back.
And 4.
Johnson kicks to Lopez. And the rejection by Favors.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Well, Jose, you...
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway. Big Red's checked in for the Jazz. And the Nets also making a change. Spates checked in for Thaddeus Young. Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Big Red out there with Hood, and it's Hayward in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group right now for Utah. Nets leading by 8. And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. Young's checked in for the Nets. Here's Johnson. Spates sets a screen. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. The dish to Young. Clock at 6. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Young's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Here's Big Red, defended by Jack. Unloads from 13. And Utah again with the bucket. 50 seconds left in the game. Johnson outside. He kicks to Jack. Passes it to Spates. Looking for Young. He gets it there. No good. Utah with the ball. Trailing here by 8. Pass to Big Red. Jacks up a 3. Connects. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
Especially now, Greg. I mean, this is a critical point in the game. His three-point shot really could end up turning the tide here and telling the story.
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line. No good. Shoots a 3. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound, and an intentional foul right there. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game.
Okay, guys, the clock is our enemy now. Time to focus up and know your roles. Trust each other to make the play. 3. Got the look. Take us home.
9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. No good from Big Red. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. They came in here.
Jose, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. And now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
He deserves a ton of credit on how many areas of the game he impacted tonight. His defense was superb. Offensively, he was ready to shoot the basketball. However you slice it, he was lighting it up at one end of the court and shutting them down on the other.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
We're starting to get some early answers on this year's big questions in the NBA season. And here to tell us what it all means are the experts, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm just your host, Ernie Johnson.
No one's an expert.
Huh?
No one's an expert.
Well, you guys try. We're bringing you the Houston Rockets out at Toyota Center as they face off against the New York Knicks. For New York, nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. Big change for the Knicks last year was implementing the triangle offense. Obviously, didn't exactly go how they wanted, but Shaq, how long do you stick with the triangle before you consider some other shape?
You know, being a master of triangology, you know, is very, very difficult.
Sounds go off when I enter the building.
It's interconference time for the New York Knicks as they travel to enemy territory looking for a win. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This game in Houston marks the start of a homestand for the Rockets. It has not been a dramatic change this season to the performance last year in terms of the record, guys. Every game, though, a chance to get better as a team.
And I think for the Rockets, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
For sure. I mean, it's certainly not a sure thing at this point. They've got work to do yet.
So the Rockets win the tip. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
And here is Rote following the three-pointer by Freak. Pass to Williams. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Back to Williams. 5 to shoot. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've brought it in terms of having another level of intensity right from the tip.
Now here's Sessions. Harden missing his last shot. Roten kicks to Anthony. Pass to Williams. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. 1:32 left in the first quarter. Here's Big Red. 11-point game his last outing. He kicks it to Harden. Out to the right wing. And some nice passing there by Houston. Outside Howard. And another three for Houston.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality. You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Houston making some changes. Henry Sims has checked in for Howard. And Corey Brewer's subbed in for James Harden. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for New York. Now here's Williams. 5 points in the game. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kicks it to Sims. He dishes it to Hill. And there's the pass to Big Red. Shot clock at 5. And that one goes long. Sessions with it. Here's Roten. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he's still. It's an interesting concept that Dwight Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And a new group in for the Knicks. Lopez, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Sanders comes in for Porzingis. Anthony's checked in for Derek Williams. And Sessions subbed in for Tony Rote. Big Red, he's in at point guard. He's out there with Harden. Howard is out there with Solomon Hill. And it's Capella in at the 4 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Grizzlies played a role for them. He ended with 11 points, and he was able to dish out a few helpers to teammates as well. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by his standards, guys.
And how about the high standards he has for himself? Really did have it all working for him in that game.
Anxious to see what's in his mind for an encore today. I mean, it'd be awfully difficult to top that last game.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
Howard with this screen on Sessions. Big Red passes to Howard. The second chance effort. That's good.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And it's clear that's a change for the better from what he was able to do at the free throw line a year ago, guys. Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Both free throws good from Big Red. Here's Anthony. He's coming off a 13-point game against Minnesota.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev. And that also was a factor. Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
55 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Big Red. He's covered by Sessions. Capella kicks to Howard. The baseline J. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Lopez a screen. Got a piece of it. Sessions dishes to Lopez. A follow. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Here's Big Red. He's covered by Sessions. There's the dish to Howard. Harden the pass to Hill. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Hill's got his first 2 points of the night.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, this just another fantastic dime dropped right there. That one certainly.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but both teams deciding to change it up. Rockets leading by 15, and New York looking at who they've got. Derek Williams is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Ramon Sessions. Then it's Tony Roten. And it's Sanders in at the pivot, manning the middle. The shot's good from O'Quinn. Houston's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Big Red passes to Sims. Wants to get it to Brewer and does. And there's the feed to Sims. Launches it. And he nailed Big Red. Big Red's got 10 points. Knicks trail by 16. Pick by Williams. Roten kicks to Williams. Can't hit.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Move the ball.
Passes to Capella. Shot clock at 5. Houston needs to get a shot off. No good from Big Red. New York's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Roten dishes to Williams. Screen by Sanders. Feeds it to Roten. Off the left rim and out.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Big Red. He's covered by Sessions. Houston moving it around. Dishes to Roten. Williams, a screen on Hill. Roten, no good.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. They set the pick. Outside Hill. To the wing right side. Pass to Big Red. Clock is at 3. The Rockets with another miss. Roten the pass to Sessions. Looking to end the drought. Off target with that shot. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. In for Roten. For the Houston Rockets, they come in off the loss to the Grizzlies of Memphis. Big Red, he's in at the point. Harrell is out there with Robinson. And then there's Henry Sims. And it's McDaniels in at the 2. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Lays it in off the breakaway. McDaniels got 4 points this quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Houston?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
They haven't had as much success in the paint here. Everything has been from the perimeter here in the second half. And that's not a winning strategy. They've got to get back to getting that ball inside.
The Rockets making a switch here. Brewers checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Green comes in for Porzingis. And it's Grant in for Aaron Aflalo. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
You know, guys, the teamwork and rhythm we saw from them earlier just isn't there right now. They've lost it. And the turnovers are starting to pile up.
New York's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Grant outside. He feeds it to Green.
2 minutes remaining.
Shot clock at 6. Pass to Sanders. Off target from outside.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Here's O'Quinn, and it comes off the front of the rim. Houston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Rockets.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just the 2 gamers since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Howard. He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Williams, he's checked in for Sanders. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. The free throw drops for Grant. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Here's Big Red. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. And
Dwight coming.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille Dwight Howard. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost they needed.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show.
It was a great win for the team tonight. What can you take out of such a positive overall performance?
I knew the team was capable of a performance like this. I was feeling it tonight even before the game, telling guys in the locker room that this game was ours. Now I just got to keep them hungry. Not let them forget how dominant we could be. Huge win tonight. Huge win.
Are you getting the ball as much as you'd like out there?
That kind of thing doesn't matter to me. As long as we're winning games, I don't care how much I have the ball in my hands. I really don't. The team comes first. You know that.
With just having joined this team, are you having any trouble developing chemistry with your new teammates?
No. I won't say that at all. It takes time to adjust to a new team, and that's no different here. I've already gotten to know a lot of these guys pretty well, and I feel like it's going to be a great fit for me. So I hope that answers you guys' question.
right, fellas, let's change it up for a bit. How many threes can you make in a minute? Freak? All right, fellas, competition time. Beat the pro. Let's go. All right, fellas, good practice. I need that same intensity out here consistently. The coaching staff will be around if you need anything.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center. For Houston, they come in off a win in their last outing against Sacramento. A terrific underdog win in that last game. They're feeling good, looking to keep it up tonight. And as we come up to the midway point of the season, Kenny, we're seeing some of the veterans who started slower now picking up the pace.
Well, I think early on, a lot of times, if you've been in the playoff for some veterans, the early going in the season is a little mundane. But then as you start seeing the light at the tunnel, they don't pace themselves anymore. And you want to make sure that you're in playoff position to make something special happen at the end of the year.
Excellent use of the word mundane, by the way. How about you, Shaq?
Well, Monday, experience told me when you need to go hard and when you need to pull back. You know, the best veterans will be there when it matters the most.
That's mundane, not
okay, I thought he said Monday.
Like mundane Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Got it, my bad.
Two different things.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
We're live, the home of the Rockets in wonderful Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. This game in Houston marks the start of a homestand for the Rockets. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins. Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against Sacramento.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Screen by Monroe. A shot by Carter Williams, nobody around. Can't make good off the screen. Big Red passes to Harden. Parker with the steal. Antetokounmpo with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. Harden against Antetokounmpo. Here's Monroe. Hill pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Big Red, off target from outside. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against the Bulls.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
And that one's good. Big Red's got his first 2 points of the night. Here's Antetokounmpo. He had 10 points in the win against Chicago.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
Shot clock at 6. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. Rockets trail by 6. Here's Big Red. Rebound by Parker. Bucks shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Baseline J on the way. Excellent D there from Hill. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Here's Big Red. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Big Red's got 5.
3. Bucks call timeout. Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Rockets Power Dancers.
And let's quickly take a look at the stats for James Harden. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. He's averaging 30 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer.
Opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the evening. And it's tied up with that one. There's 1:17 left here in the opening quarter. Plumlee sets the pick for Carter Williams. Down low and stolen by Booker. Ariza goes in, and Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Carter Williams dishes to Plumlee. Good. Plumlee's got his first points of the game.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Passes it to Thornton. Henson with the screen. Carter Williams kicks to McLemore. Goes up on the wing. They get it back. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Big Red. The Rockets with another miss. Thornton passes to Plumlee. Here's Carter Williams. No good with the triple. Big Red can't get it to go.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And certainly an intriguing matchup tonight. Let's hear from Trevor Ariza on his team's mentality coming in. Ariza might as well be describing his own game, Clark. Houston with a big group substitution here. Henry Sims has checked in for Howard. Solomon Hill comes in for Booker. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Big Red subbed in for Larkin. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Monroe's checked in for Plumlee. Jabari Parker comes in for Henson. Chris Middleton's checked in for Ben McLemore. And it's Carter Williams in for Marcus Thornton. Big Red in at point guard. Henry Sims out there with Hill. Then it's Harden, and it's Brewer in at the 3 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Harden dishes to Hill. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Hill's got the lead up to 8 now for the Rockets.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start. Finding a rhythm right now.
Rockets 6. Carter Williams. A 3-pointer, no good. Rockets leading by 8. No good from Big Red. Here's Monroe, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul called on the Houston Rockets. It's his first trip to the line.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
Yeah, you know, he had a lot of misses for him. And it looked to me as though he just never was comfortable from the foul line. Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Hill kicks to Sims. Shoots it. Not enough on that one as it misses. Bucks trail by 6. Antetokounmpo passes to Carter Williams. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And Middleton kicks to Parker. Shoots from 12. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Harden's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Monroe.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul. Stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
The Bucks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Parker with the steal. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. In the corner, Middleton with it. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Big Red, no good on the buzzer beater. And we finished one half.
Well, James, an impressive...
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. For the most part, we played an intelligent first half. Our passing has been crisp. We haven't given the ball away, and that's big because we can't afford turnovers. Those will kill us. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Harden doing it all. He's got 10 points and some good assists, too. 4 of them. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too. And also...
Bucks trail by 6. Plumlee with the screen. Carter Williams dishes to Henson. That's good. Henson's got his first basket of the night.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely. Move the ball.
Here's Big Red. Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Rockets lead by 7. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Plumlee sets the pick for Carter Williams. Kicks it to Henson. Tries to save it and stolen by Ariza. 1:39 left to play in the third. The shot's good from Big Red. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Houston.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Shot clock at 5. Carter Williams can't get it to go.
You can see it in his eyes. It became mano-mano. He wanted to return the favor with that 3, but just didn't get it to go. The 3-point shot has been a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of creating good looks from the outside, and now they've really got it.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Bucks have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. First one falls for it, and the Rockets making it. So we see the Rockets get the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good.
Yes, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, James Harden. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight.
That was the James Harden we've come to know and love, a player that brings nothing but fear to players that have to guard him. I've said this for a while now. He's the best one-on-one player in the NBA. And even if it's not a one-on-one situation, even if you throw the kitchen sink.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500